Hello everyone. Today is 7th November 2025 and it is a beautiful evening here in India, Haryana, and the view was nice. The evening sun is out, so I thought let's make a video. I just bought a new tripod and it's looking really nice, and now I'm able to record videos while sitting also. Beforehand I had this selfie stick, and so it was hard to maneuver with that. Always had to stand and lay it on a higher platform. But now I have a tripod, and so there are no excuses to whip out a video, right? So here we go. Now in this video, I want to talk about something that is considered to be very taboo in our society and in every society. It's the topic of sex and sexual energy. And what I want to talk about in this video is how the shame around sex, or the obstruction to the proper channelizing of this energy, can lead to incredible damages and drastic effects on one's personal life as well as career and relationships. Now, we humans have become so engrossed with sex. At the same time, we know so little about it. So, this is a topic that is still shrouded in mystery, and I want to delve a bit deeper into that. I have also written some notes, so I will be relaying to my notes as the need arises. So, to begin with, so there are really two ways of being that are prevalent in today's society around sex. One is where the man, and I'm going to primarily talk about man because I am a man, but I'm sure women also suffer the same issues around sex. They also have this very shameful idea about it, and they have suppressed it to somehow the similar same degree as men have. So this can go both ways, this video. Now, on one end of the spectrum, men are highly perverted beings, and they are always thinking about sex or the idea of sex, or how to get around and find sex, to find a woman and to have sex with her. This is the primary concern of the average man today, is to how to be able to raise, flirt, have game, talk to women, how to talk to women, how to manipulate her into giving sex to him. So this really desirous sexual filled side of man is magnified today. One of the reasons is obviously the easy through an easy way by which man can explore this by porn and social media, and how prevalent sexual imagery has become in today's society. So we are almost become automated and machine like in our thinking of sex and dealing with that expression of our side. Now, the other spectrum is that of the person who has greatly suppressed this side of him. And this is the horny celibate, which Ramdas used to say, that Ramdas had this uh, phrase for this particular type of person, and I really like it because it really fits the description of what I'm trying to say. Is this second kind of person has really suppressed this part of himself, and he now has developed this display of outward chastity, and you will find uh, forums on Reddit and YouTube related to semen retention, where people become really fanatic about uh, this idea of not releasing without particularly going deep into their sexuality or having explored it. So this is really a form of suppression and no transmutation, which I'm going to talk about later. But through this suppression, where man is not able to explore his sexuality properly, either with a female or even with himself, he has developed a lot of guilt and shame around his sexuality, and that not only drives women away from him, he also has developed a very negative view of women. And it is this kind of person whose suppressed sexuality then comes out and wreaks havoc, and in the form of school shooters, rapists, all the different kinds of criminals who engage in lascivious activities. I won't be surprised if these are the same kind of people who have greatly suppressed it. And whenever you suppress sexuality in your subconscious, it comes out in very dangerous ways. Now, both of these side of the spectrum are similar in one way, and that is that sexuality, which is the which is the animalistic and very ancient parts of us humans. It is very old. It is older than the other more intellectual parts of us, a more developed reasoning, which came later. But sexuality has been with us since time immemorial. In fact, that is the mode by which we have come to this planet, is through sex. So sex is ingrained in us. It is very deep. It is very primal, and this energy, we are born with this energy, with this uh, with this part of us. And when this part of us is not acknowledged, not nurtured, and not integrated with full acceptance and with a healthy mindset, then it leads to a very dysfunctional mode of being. And I see that a lot of people, really the majority of people, have not been able to regulate this side of themselves. And uh, now it is this let me just relay back to my notes. So I want to talk about how we can transcend this state where we are functioning on a lower level of consciousness and go to a higher level, higher state of consciousness. See, I am interested in consciousness and awareness, but I'm also aware that when this lower aspect of ours is not properly fed and catered to, then we are not able to go to a higher state of consciousness. That's the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You have to fulfill those basic animalistic needs to attain a higher state of being, higher state of consciousness, where then you are able to uh, engage in what your life purpose is and what is the greater purpose of your birth and higher meaning. So in order to reach that, it is important that we are able to integrate this lower sexual side of us. Now, let's get back to relationships and how men fail at relationships. Now, one of the reasons why is because they are not able to develop a healthy relationship with their lust, in which they are not controlling their sexual energy. In fact, it's the sexuality, the sexual energy that is controlling them. So they are subservient to this shadowy aspect. In Jungian psychology, sex is related to the shadow, to all things that are animalic, that are primal, that relates to our emotional side is related to the shadow. And so when a man has not fully integrated his shadow, he becomes very dangerous to women. And that it is that sense of danger that repels women from him, because they are not able to feel safe in his company. What their body is telling them is that this man, he has not got his sexuality under control, and if she says no to him, he will probably not stop. And it is this fear that stops women from engaging with men on a very subconscious animal level. Now, women are designed to test. They are designed to test the male in order to find if the male is healthy enough to procreate, and that the male, on the sexual level, the male is able to have sex with her and not destroy her or not take away from her. So if the woman is remotely smart enough, she will what she will try to see is, if the man is in control. So a man has control over himself, over his impulses, his emotions, and has that side of him in check. So the testing is basically to see if the man will not become emotional or possessive. If he shows all these signs where what he's really controlled by is is the woman's sexuality, where he's primarily concerned with having sex with the woman, she's trying to check that, she's trying to test it. And if she finds that the possibility of her not sleeping with him is driving him nuts, then he's not a suitable candidate to procreate with. Because what she really wants in a partner is someone who is able to stop, who is able to withdraw, who is able to go, who is able to show patience and not be impulsive in his uh, in the display of his sexuality. Now, this doesn't mean that you totally shut that part down in order to please women. See, this is another trap where men fall into, and this is the nice guy trap, where they are not even able to display signs of sexual aggression, which is actually what gets the woman going in the first place. So it's really a balance between being driven by your impulses and having your impulses in check and then controlling those impulses. So, and what the mating dance is really about is checking if you are able to cultivate that balance between both of you. So, being laid back at the right time, at the right point, and at the same time being aggressive and being assertive. So, if you are able to handle these two elements, where you're playing with your higher brain and at the same time you are in touch with your lower brain, which is your sexuality, then you are able to become the priority. And this is what guys are not able to understand when they are looking at all these videos about women, is that it's not these characteristics, they are not, they cannot just mimic these characteristics or mimic this balance. This balance has to be cultivated by your, by a process. You know, you cannot act to become that person, you have to become that person. So if you find yourself self-sabotaging, you are saying things that you do not want to say to women and you are turning them away, repelling them, you are disrupting the mating sequence that should be happening naturally, then all it means is something is drawing your attention. It is your deeper self that is drawing your attention. And what is really self sabotaging is the shadow which is not integrated well. So, when your shadow is not integrated, it comes out in the way of the trickster figure. The shadow side is your, the side of you that is saying things that you do not want to say, that is disrupting the harmony that should naturally happen between a man and woman. So it is the trickster, it is the it is the man child in you. It is the child who has not matured enough, the boy who hasn't turned into a man. And the process of turning into a man, into the superior man, you must go through this process of maturation in which you are isolating yourself from all the external dopaminergic activities that you are falling into. So, what do I mean by that? Which it means that if you have gone through heartbreaks and you have faced uh, rejection, that is universe telling you that you must go within you and you must at least give 6 months to uh, you must give 6 months to discipline. And it is this discipline, it is this process of discipline where you will be able to integrate the shadow within. Once you integrate the shadow and once you attain a level of maturation where you have your sexuality under your own control, then attraction becomes very easy, because you are now drawing your sense of power and validation not from external sources but from yourself. It is coming from within you, and something within you has lightened up now. It is lit up, and now you do not, yeah, now you do not have to run after external sources of dopamine. You are able to generate your own meaning now. So once you become that, women will naturally gravitate towards you, and all you have to do is let them come to you. Now, moving beyond relationships and women, it is important for you here to practice a sense of containment. And it is this containment that will transform your inner being, where you are able to become a whole person, a whole man. This containment can only happen when you stop releasing, when you do not release anymore. And not just your semen, but the inner tension that you feel, the negative emotions that you feel, the resentment, guilt, anger, rage, heartbreak. All of these negative emotions are really your friend. Just stop judging them and stop labeling these emotions. feel these emotions, let these emotions rise up in you, and do not run after Netflix or corn or eating or binging on watching TV shows or buying stuff, all the stuff that the Matrix promises you, that will give you fulfillment, but that will not give you fulfillment. What will give you true fulfillment will be sitting with these emotions, these feelings that come up, sitting with them, feeling them, and then letting them go. And only when you go through this process of inner containment, where the fire inside you is blazing, where you are giving yourself in the sense that you are not running away from this inner chaos, and by sitting with this inner chaos you are able to transform that. And the and on the other side of this process is what lies, that is of true value, and that is yourself, that is the stillness you will feel, the pure presence. And that is the goal of this process, to become so peaceful within you, to become full of presence, of this inner radiance, that you are fulfilled, you are complete, you are whole, and you don't have to run after external things anymore. And the self sabotage and the rejection that you dealt with in the past was really a gift. Suffering is truly a gift, because it is this suffering and pain that draws you inwards, that draws your attention to what is happening inside of you. So it is this process that was called as alchemy, and as Jung found out, it was this inner process that those alchemists were tuned into, this process of turning lead into gold, of turning coal into diamond. And most men do not go through this process, because whenever they feel even a little bit of negativity or a negative painful emotion, they run from it. They run to another other relationships, women. They keep running to other dopaminergistic things, and drugs. This is why most men are drug addicts, most men are absolutely lonely and consumed by their inability to turn the lead into gold. And this is the real suffering. The real suffering is the pain of not fulfilling your potential. That is the only true suffering. Every other suffering which leads you from a place of low consciousness to a higher consciousness is actually not even suffering, that is a gift. So by turning with inside of you, turning within, you are able to channel that raw sexual energy. And it is through this continuous process of sitting that it rises up. And once it is able to get here in your forehead, into the third eye, you become so centered and aligned with the universal energies, and you are able to feel such extreme states of peace, that that is really extraordinary. And it is this power, this energy within you that you were formerly dispelling, that becomes a great source of inner enrichment, inner meaning. And through the cultivation of this thing, you are able to tap into what is your true purpose, what are you here to do. And I must implore you guys to practice this form of containment for at least 6 months, where you are sitting with your emotions, you're meditating, you're able to meditate. If you are not able to meditate for 10 minutes, do it for 5 minutes, and then slowly increase it. Do physical exercises, read, attain information, and uh, do not give this power away. Do not fall into the trap of external pleasures, because that is not really pleasure at all. That will lead to further pain. And the goal of this process is to get rid of pain, to realize that there is no pain at all. But to be able to reach that state, you must go through this process of initiation. So I think that's it for today. I will probably delve into it more deeply in a later video. Thank you.